okay?
Yeah, ready when you guys are.
Régis, you're probably delighted to be able to get back to the game of football at the weekend, but how has the fortnight in the international break been a chance to get to know the new signings and work with them?
Yes, some of them, because many players were out with their national teams. So it was interesting to have this period to think differently, I think, because the first steps were very intense, I can say like that, because from the start of the season until the end of the transfer window, the activity was very intense, and these 2 weeks were interesting to have other conversation, the overview with the staff and the team, and to refresh as well, because it was needed. And now we have a massive month with many interesting games to play.
Have you got an idea in your head now of the shape, the dynamic of the squad? Because just before the close of the transfer window, the likes of Ashish and Barr, there was, I think, you thought they may leave, but they haven't. And
Yeah.
Jefferson Bennett and Rusin both played the under-21s last night. So there is clearly, you've probably got too many players. Is that going to be an issue for you?
I don't think so. I think we have now 22, 23 players with the ability to play in that squad. Now the balance will be different, because some players came out and other players came in, and now we'll need to find another balance. And the first part of the season was interesting, and we built a good dynamic. And now it will be another step with other experiences and the possibility for all the players in the squad to play if they deserve to during the training session, and maybe for some of them during the 10 or 20 minutes when they come in the pitch. So now it's like a new restart, I can say like that, and all the players will have the chance to play.
Are you conscious then, I mean, you've mentioned it before, that we're now about to enter this period when you will start playing 3 games a week, which until now you only had that Preston game, you haven't had that experience?
Yes, it's true, and we know that we can't perform well with only 11 or 12 players. We'll need 20, 18 players very involved and ready to play. So it's like a group with, at the moment, some of them are playing more than the others, but during the whole season, we'll need many players involved in the project.
And I assume everyone's come back from international duty okay, no issues?
No problem.
No. Anyone else? There's no, Elise assuming is still a long term, but anybody, any other little niggles or anything?
No, not at the minute.
Good.
Yeah.
In terms of Plymouth, you've got a decision to make in the sense that Dan Neil is available again, and he's your captain. I don't suppose you're going to give anything away, but is it a decision you have to make, whether to bring him back into the starting 11 at someone else's expense after a good win?
Yes, I said it before, it's a good problem for us, because if we have maybe 6 players with the ability to play in this midfield and 6 strong players, it's a good problem for me. And the players need to understand that we can't play only with 3. If we have 5 or 6 able to perform at the high level, it's really good news for us. And some of them will start, others will be changed after maybe 60, 70 minutes. And if the performance is stable, it's real good news for the team.
And Plymouth Argyle, they've not had the best of starts, they've not had the worst of starts. I don't know what you sort of expecting from Plymouth, because it's been, I think we expected one thing from Burnley and we got something completely different. Yep. We expected one thing from Portsmouth and got something very different.
So we don't need to expect anything. We just need to be focused on our performance, because we it's the only thing we can control. The way we train, the way we want to play, the way we want to build the game, the way we want to defend and press high or not. I think this part of the season, the teams are always searching for their best shape, the best way to play, and the dynamic can evolve. So the main focus is on ourselves and the way we will play this game.
One thing that's become, I think, fairly clear, fairly apparent, is that what you've given the players and you've spoken about is clarity. They understand exactly what their roles are in the team. Is that fundamentally, do you think, why you've had such a good start?
I don't know really, because it's still complex to understand the performance and the way the team can play. It is useful to understand the role on the pitch in different phases, and if the players can share the ideas, so they know, centre back for example, know exactly the role of his own role and the role of the 6, the 8 and so on. I think it's a good way to share it's like a language, and then it's not enough, because we'll have opportunities and problems to solve on the pitch, and then they need to decide. So it's just a culture to start the game and then solve problem and maybe catch some opportunities when it appears on the pitch.
It's all been a new experience for you, the English Championship, the English game, English grounds. You will be standing in a dugout alongside someone who's very familiar probably to you, even as a Frenchman in Wayne Rooney as the Plymouth manager.
Yes, he's well known, he's very famous as a player and as a coach as well, so it's always interesting to meet and this kind of person. Then on the pitch, no managers play, so it will be the players. So for me, it's still very interesting to discover this league, to understand the different kind of playing, of managing, of even the atmosphere in the stadiums. So I enjoy.
It's been a bit of a tradition, I think, over the years that after a game the managers go and have a drink together. I think it seems that may be dying off these days. I don't know if are you a coach that would go and have a drink with the manager at the stadium like afterwards and pick their brains and have a chat about the game?
Yes, I like it. We had one or two like that, not the others, but for me it's a good tradition, so no problem with that.
The start you've made has made people sit up and take notice in terms of award nominations and in terms of the league table. How proud, how pleased are you with the way that you started?
I think it's a collective success. It's because it's not only a manager, a coach or a player. It's because we have been working together for 11 weeks now. The connection was very good. Their experience before, my experience before, meet very well, match very well. So now it's just a start, and I think it's very important for a manager and for a club, for a team to start well, because the dynamic is good for the confidence, and when you are confident you can take more risk, you can learn from your experiences, and instead of having many losses, for example, and then the learnings are more difficult, I think. So this start is interesting for that reason. Now it's just 4 games, and we know that we'll have a long journey. And this championship is very interesting, very long, very tough. So we'll see.
As you say about the long journey, now I think it's easy for fans to get carried away. And they're fans, why shouldn't they get carried away? But they may look and think that Plymouth is a game that you should win. And the message at this point has to be that it is just the start of the journey, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. When you play a new game, it's a new experience. So the previous experiences are interesting, but it will be another game with another problem, with another scenario, with another momentum, and so on. So we need to reset after every game and restart with the new game, with the new ambition, with confidence, for sure. But the confidence is not enough. You need to win. You need to deserve this win.
Richard, hi. Most of you are Jerry from BBC Liverpool. It is no surprise to any of the fans, I'm sure, but very rare to have both the Manager of the Month nomination and the Player of the Month nomination in the same month. How do you feel about that?
As I said just before, I think it's a collective success, and one player can win a game, and a coach is not enough to win a game as well. So it's like a reward for the collective work we've done during these 11 weeks, and I'm very proud of it because we worked hard, really, and it's just like a good sign for the following steps. I can say like that.
You talk about how hard the effort has been so far, and it is only 4 games, but if there is one thing you could point to that has pleasantly surprised you about the performance of the squad and the team, what would it be?
I liked the connection and the way that these players wanted to share ideas about the game. For example, during the halftime, even if we win, or I don't know if we drew after halftime. I think I don't know after the 4 games, but they share ideas and they want to solve problems. So for me, it's one of the key concepts of the performance. If the players are aware of the way they are playing, the problem they have to solve on the pitch, and they share their ideas instead of just waiting for the correct answer from the coach, it's a good point for the performance, and I liked it. Yes, really.
Thank you very much.
Regis, you mentioned that you've had time to reflect in this international break over the time you've had here so far. What have you learned about Sunderland as a club in your time here?
Many things, and I'm still learning. And I think as I said before, the identity is very strong, and the identity of the region, the fans, the story, and then the way we are linking this identity with the game model is very interesting here. And I think we want to take risks. We want to be bold, for example, and when we play like that, for example, we can have high pressing in man for man, and it's very risky sometimes. And the public, the fans, are very aware and passionate by this energy, and then they can give us this energy in return. So this link is very interesting, I think.
That philosophy you mentioned, the high press, the sort of the risky, exciting football. If teams set up to frustrate you as they might against Plymouth, where it's perhaps a team that you're the favourites in the game, how will you change that philosophy?
It's still a question of adaptation on the pitch. So the scenario on the games are always different. So the identity is not only high pressure. For example, you need to master all the phases, all the single moment of the game, and maybe during one single game, just one part of the game model will be very useful to win, and the other parts are useful but not so important for that game. So, for example, against Plymouth, I don't know the scenario before, but maybe we'll have more situation with possession and counter pressing, and these 2 situations and moments of the game maybe will be more important in that game.
And so is your midfield quite fluid then, in the sense that as much as the players have set positions, if one goes, someone can sit deep and they can all fill in for each other, and they're not sort of confined to one individual role?
Yes, we started with only one shape in defense, in possession, and one shape out of possession, to be very simple. But when the team now, the players are mastering these shapes, we can introduce new elements because they are able now to reach the next layer. So experiences after experiences, we can introduce new concepts. And from a single and simple start, if they are able to learn, to share the ideas together, we can go very, very far. Yeah.
Thank you.